Okay, so in my last video, I was pretty serious, and that's because the situation is serious. So I'm making videos because it needs to be done. It's not just because I have the time. It's because if you know anyone who is taking this lightly or, not being extremely careful or just going out, or interacting with people, you need to help them immediately. I've done my own math chart. I'm going to include it with the video. And the we have to have federal mandates. We have to have a total stop of everything, even with social distancing. I'm glad that they, have been suggesting that. But this is America, and we have a mindset of being free to do whatever we want. So essentially, we need social intervention, and things have to come to a grinding halt, like in Italy. With exponential growth rates, you don't have time to sit here and wait, and you can assume that we are 2 weeks behind, which is doubling all numbers 3 times. So I go to worldometer.com to get all of my numbers. And today was my first prediction day, and for the case total in the US, I was accurate to within 3 cases. So there were 7,538, and I had guessed 7,535. So there's going to be a spectrum, and we'll see how true my chart holds, because I'm really hoping that it's really high. I hope my numbers are high, and that we have a lot of intervention from government, from military, from everything. We need to save doctors' lives, and we don't need to be sad that we didn't heed Italy's warning. China has sent out warnings too. So it doesn't matter your ace, your rage, your age, your race, nationality. A virus, you just catch it. It's a virus. So it doesn't matter how unworried you are about it. It's going to be in your town. So that's the nature of this thing. If you want to get great information, I'd say go to Peak Prosperity. He puts a lot of stuff on repeat. There was a great video done by It's Okay to Be Smart just recently, talking about, saving the curve and spreading out, how fast people catch the virus. If you know anybody who doesn't know, or anybody who is just, saying, well, I have to just do whatever, and ignoring it for whatever reason. First, the truth is, dismissed as utterly absurd. Then it's violently opposed. And lastly, of course, it's accepted as common knowledge. So, when you tell somebody about this, they might just dismiss you, and they might be in denial. So, obviously things are happening. Toilet paper is not important. Okay. I can't talk when I'm doing a video like this, apparently. Yeah, so don't worry about toilet paper, you know. Uh, uh, if there are any gloves or N95 masks, then get a couple, but don't hoard, and find a way to isolate completely, and then get yourself educated as quick as possible. I'm not the authority on these matters, but you need to educate yourself quick right now. Don't fool about. So I know most people know about this. So I want to encourage you and say, don't be frightened by the numbers that I'm going to put down. They're sort of worst case scenario. And, the government has to intervene. They do. They do. Because we don't have, there's a lot of intelligent people who are, going to tell them what they need to do, because it affects them. What happens to all Americans does affect our government leaders. So, whatever conspiracy theories you believe, and I definitely have my own, but, ultimately, they do gotta do something to save lives. Nobody wants to have deaths on their head. Unfortunately, that's what's been happening. this thing moves really fast. So for my calculations, without government intervention, uh, you're talking about, it was a lot. I can't remember. It's down at the bottom. I can't look at it on my screen while I'm doing the video. But no, it's fast. You're talking like 50,000 cases in like 3 weeks. So more than what you see in Italy, and they haven't gotten over the hump. They say it's getting worse. That's what I heard today. Maybe that's not true. I don't know, but that's what the news has reported, and that's what doctors have reported, and doctors have calmly done interviews from Italy, in the middle of the crisis, and just said, please take heed, take warning, take it now, you know. And if you're scared or worried, then make calls and talk to people that can help you to figure out what you need to do. But do take action. Take action. I'm angry and I'm sad and, I'm anxious and, and I want to contribute to people's feeling at peace. I want people to feel like, every little thing is gonna be all right. So, it's all right. Have a good time, 'cause it's all right. Whoa, it's all right. So at the moment, things aren't all right. Every single person in our country, if you know anybody who isn't taking 100% precaution right now, go out of your way. Don't dismiss it. Don't feel like you're badgering them. Badger them. Get them angry about it if you have to. Make people listen, because that's why I did that video. People haven't had time to adjust and to acclimate to all the changes. The changes are going to happen lightning fast. Within these 2 weeks and maybe less than 5 days, there'll be a complete lockdown. And if there's not, it's a shame. And my numbers will be right. I promise you. If we don't have government intervention, my numbers will be right. So look at the numbers, because they're huge. They're absolutely huge. You're talking 46 days, 5 million cases. 46 days, 5 million cases. Okay? And 90,000 deaths in the U.S. 90,000, a stadium full of dead Americans if we don't have intervention right now. I don't think that's going to happen. We're not going to do nothing for 46 days, so don't freak out. That's worst case scenario, okay? But the numbers that I have written for the first 2 weeks are probably right, because this thing doubles every 4.8 days about. I take in careful consideration. I'm not the best mathematician in the world, but as it stands, we simply just have not done enough. And, shutting down whole cities is smart. We got to shut down the whole country, and we got to save the poor people. We got to save the suburban areas, and the rural areas. We have to save people who are going to be stuck, not able to do anything, not able to get care, not able to get prescription medicine. Commerce for the whole planet is going to be shut down. So, the U.S. needs to set the example and stop everything. Everybody just needs to stop and only help people who need help, who can't fend for themselves. Anyway, we're in a really rough place. So if you believe in prayer, pray. If you believe God can change everything that's happening right now, do it. Because the math says we absolutely need it. And a lot of people, I don't know, maybe they just accept it. But I'm pretty angry. I'm really angry. And, I'm trying not to show it. But I'm pretty mad. Because the things that are going to happen in these next 2 weeks, the deaths and the cases, the sicknesses that people are going to have to go through, and what if there's scarred lung tissue, if that's what happens, those type of things, the post-traumatic stress, all of that, the anxiety and the fear, none of that had to happen, the way it's going down right now. So, chastising millennials and telling the elderly that they're, the only ones who are susceptible or whatever, now's not the time for memes and propaganda. Now's the time for solemn, serious behavior, and drastic measures on your part. Do your part. Do your part. And if you're doing your part, then make sure other people are doing their part too. Contact everyone and don't just spread information, but tell them they have to take action themselves. Don't try to convince anybody of anything. Just say, hey, it's your responsibility right now to save people's lives. So doctors' lives are in your hands right now. And you might get, if you hear something that sounds like hopeful, pay attention to the outliers. So it's better to be safe than sorry. You don't want to get out there and think one thing and then it turns out, you were just simply asymptomatic. Okay? And that you were just spreading it to whoever. Okay? So get the right information. Don't just listen to the first things you hear. All right? Take it seriously. Thanks. I know that's the same message. I'll come back with a message of hope if I can. Okay. Many blessings to you.